think we are. Okay, all right. So I'm Dave Gramling. I'm here at the Chilton Public Library with the second lesson in beginning Tai Chi. Before we get started, I just wanted to give you a little background. I help teach at the Fox Valley Technical School with ADRC. And I guess the reason for offering the class was to help people fall prevention, basically. So I'm hoping that you can gain that as well as other things from this class. So getting started, we start off with some warm-ups. Starting in the what we call the horse stance. You have your feet flat on the floor, knees slightly bent, tailbone tucked, shoulders back and down, arms hanging loosely at the sides with what's called awake hands. Your head floating above as if suspended by a helium balloon. So we just start noticing our breath. It might help to put your hands right below your navel. You can feel your stomach fill. You can place one hand at your chest so you can feel that fill with air. With your hands at your sides, palms up, we're going to raise the hands up as we inhale and lower them down as you exhale. Leaving your hands outstretched, palms up, we're going to bring them up overhead and then bring them slowly down in front. This is called bathing in the light. Next, we're going to reach for the sky, first with one arm and then the other. Try to keep a slight bend in your elbow. We're straightening our spine. Next, we'll bend with the breeze. So one arm overhead. Bring the arms up and do a little flap. We'll give our neck a little stretch. So the turtle head is pushing the head out, looking down, and then bringing the head back up. Do it 3 times. And then the crane looks down, brings the head up and back. The waterfall, having your feet shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent, we're going to bend from our waist. Only go down as far as what's comfortable, And keep breathing. Slowly come back up, releasing the back one vertebrae at a time. And repeat. Next, we're going to fold our wings in. The backs of the hands touch, shoulders in. Open. Breathe in and breathe out. Next, we're going to soar above the clouds. So bring your arms out and bring them together in front. Inhale and exhale. Let's see, where are we? We would like to, I think I have to check my cheat sheet. Yes, the belly roll. So starting off feet apart, we're gonna exercise our waist. So pushing forward and back. And then we go side to side. Again, try to keep your lower torso still. We're going to do some rolls. Switch direction. And then shifting from the waist, the slide. First to one side and then the other. Try to keep your shoulders square. Next, the backwash. So we're just swinging our arms loosely as we bend from the waist. One more time. We'll finish up with the squat or a frog stance. So feet shoulder width apart, feet turned out slightly. Use a chair for balance. Only go down as far as what's comfortable. Try to keep your back straight. Keep breathing and come back up. And how about one more? Okay. And then we finish in our horse stance, also known as the Wuji position. So feet flat on the floor, equally weighted, knees slightly bent, shoulders back and down, tailbone tucked, hands hanging loose at the sides, and the head floating above. Next, we have what are called heavy arms. So they bring them up in front, shoulder height, and then as if they're cut from a string, just drop to the side. Do it twice more. Okay, riding the horse. From the horse stance, we're going to start with our knees slightly bent, and then we're going to bend them a bit more, not having the knees go beyond the toes. Again, you've got your tail tucked, back straight. And then we're going to add the arm motion to this, which is basically just these heavy arms, but then we let them float down. When we add the two together, bending the knees and straightening with the arms, that's called crane takes flight. Okay, all right. Next, we're going to work on some balance and strength with what's called bear rooting. So again, having a chair handy, we're going to be shifting our weight to one leg, doesn't matter which leg you start on, so that we're able to lift the unweighted leg off the floor slightly. You can keep the toe on the ground for balance if you'd like. It's better to have the chair for balance than to be kind of wobbling around. So place the foot squarely on the floor before you shift your weight over to it. So then you're able to lift the unweighted foot. Flat on the floor and shift. So we're just going back and forth with this. It's something you can practice at home, hanging onto the counter. The importance of having your foot flat on the floor before you shift your weight should help with fall prevention. Okay. Next is called stable and open. And so it helps to have your hands lightly fisted at the sides. So as you shift your weight to one side, you're lifting up the toes of the opposite foot and turning to a diagonal. For me, it's 1 o'clock. So your upper body, signified by the hands, is facing that same diagonal that your foot is turned to. We turn the toes forward, so the foot's flat on the floor. Before we shift our weight over to it, lift up the opposite toes and turn to that diagonal. For me, 11 o'clock. Turn forward. So we're shifting our weight back and forth. The hands at your sides are like headlamps. They're pointing the direction that you're facing. We're going to add an arm motion now. Imagine a large ball or balloon you're holding in front of you. Call this holding the moon. So as we inhale, we open, exhale, close. Okay, we're going to add the foot motion, so we're shifting our weight, turning to that diagonal, and then opening our arms. This is called gathering the stars. Face forward and bring your arms together. Turn to the opposite diagonal and open. Be sure to keep your supporting knee bent. One more time. Okay, good. Next, the Tai Chi stance. So this incorporates some of what we just learned. We're shifting our weight to one side, lifting the opposite toes, turning them out, shifting our weight onto that foot, and then stepping ahead slightly. The front heel should be lined up with the back toes, and we're maintaining a gap between the legs. When our weight is on the back leg, we have all of our weight on the back leg so that we could lift the front leg off the ground slightly. Again, you can keep the toe on the ground for balance or use a chair. Here we're going to shift our weight onto that front leg. Try to keep your back straight. You don't want to lean. So here we've got roughly 70% of our weight on the front leg, 30% on the back. And we can shift our weight back and forth. So it's 100 and 70, 30. The back foot should remain on the floor the whole time. I'm going to turn around, we can do it together. So, feet shoulder width apart. We're going to shift our weight onto that left leg, lift the right toes and turn them out. Place the right foot flat on the floor before you shift your weight onto it, and then take that step straight ahead with the left foot. Again, there's no weight on that left foot. You could raise it up off the ground. We're going to shift our weight onto that left foot, 70% of our weight, leaving 30% on the back leg. And we can just go back and forth like this. All right. With our weight on the back leg, we're going to turn the left foot out, shift the weight onto it, and step straight ahead with the right foot. Now we've got the Tai Chi stance on the other side. 100% and 70-30. Remember, straight back, no leaning. The last thing we'll do in this part one is the bear moves with crane arms. So we'll get into that Tai Chi stance again, shifting weight to one leg, turning the foot out and stepping ahead. Now from here, the hands are at the sides. As we shift our weight onto the forward foot, we bring the arms up to shoulder height. Shift the weight back and the arms come down. Again, inhale and exhale. All right, with the weight on the back foot, turn the other foot out. Place your weight, step ahead. As you shift your weight onto the forward foot, bring the arms up. This is bear moves with crane arms. Okay, good. All right, so what we're going to learn this week is the Tai Chi Fold. And with this one, we start off with our horse stance. It kind of helps to have your hands at the waist again. We're shifting our weight to one side, and then we're turning at the waist, or folding, in the same direction as the weighted leg. So in this case, I'm folding this way. Shift the weight to the other leg, and fold in that direction. The hands at the waist are like headlamps. They show which way you're facing. That's the Tai Chi Fold. Incorporating the arms, we're hanging onto that moon again. This time it doesn't open though. So as we shift to one side and fold in that direction, we're moving the moon from side to side. Turn forward, shift to the other side, and fold in that direction. Try to keep your shoulders down as you do this. along the same lines, we have what's called the basic bear. And with this one, the legs and waist are the same, but we're adding some arm motion. We're just letting the arms swing loosely. As we shift our weight and fold, the arms just kind of follow along. If you could imagine a big bear just walking along with his arms hanging loose at his sides. Lastly, we're going to do what's called walking skating. And if you're into cross-country skiing, this should look familiar. As you shift to one side and fold, the opposite arm goes out in front. The back arm is at the side, so you can just kind of see it in your peripheral vision. Shift to the other side, fold, and again the arm goes out. And so we're just going back and forth. It'd just be a fluid motion, as if you're gliding through the snow. So that's the part 2 of our basic moves. And you'll see how that comes in as we learn the next part of the form. But first I want to go back and go over what we learned last week, the opening and the ward-off. So I'll demonstrate it going sideways, I guess. We're starting in the horse stance. We're taking that cleansing breath and then bringing the arms up in front. The wrists are hanging loose. When they get to shoulder height, we straighten the hand and draw it into the chest. The elbows at the sides, and then gradually float down. There's a 2-part breath that I recommend. So we inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. So just a couple more times. Okay, so that's the opening. After that, we go into the ward-off left. I'm going to demonstrate it facing you, but then I'm going to turn around so it just makes it easier to learn when you're following. We started out in that horse stance. Remember to keep those knees bent. Going to take the cleansing breath and then bring the arms up. We're starting. Okay, so we're going to shift our weight to one side, grab that energy ball in front, turn the unweighted toes out, shift our weight onto it, and step ahead. Shift the weight forward and bring the arm up. This is the ward-off. It has its basis in martial arts. You're blocking. Shift the weight back, bring the arm up. The palms come together in a push. And then finish up. Okay, I'm going to turn around and we'll do it together. We'll start at the beginning. So cleansing breath. And begin. Okay, we're grabbing that energy ball with the left hand on the bottom. Weight is on the left leg. We're turning the right toes out. Shift your weight onto the right foot. Right now I'm facing the right diagonal, so I'm in line with the right foot. I'm stepping straight ahead with my left foot, so my left toes are lined up with my left heel is lined up with my right toes, and I'm maintaining that gap between the two legs. From here, I shift my weight onto the left leg. I turn forward, and raise my arm up into ward off left. Shift my weight back. Press the palms together. Shift back and push. Again, it's not a big push with the arms. As you shift your weight ahead, the arms just go ahead slightly. Let's do that again. Cleansing breath. And begin. Weight on the left. Step ahead. Ward off. Press. And push. From here, we're going to shift our weight back onto our right leg, grab the energy ball in front again, this time with the right hand on the bottom, turn the left feet out, or the left toes out, shift your weight onto the left foot, step straight ahead with the right foot, and ward off right. Press, and push. Let's do that again. Cleansing breath, and begin. Grab the ball. Ward off. Grab the ball again, right hand on the bottom. Ward off right. Press. And push. Okay, from here, we're going to bring the left foot up so it's even with the right. So when we're done, it's going to look like this. You have your hands up and your feet even. From here, we're going to go into what's called cloud hands. And I'll demonstrate facing you and then turn so we can do it together. But we're shifting our weight to one side, grabbing the energy ball with the direction we're turning, that side, that hand is on top. We're doing that fold too. We're folding at the waist as we turn. The top hand is going to go over the top on the outside, and so we're going to bring the hands so they're facing you, with the palms facing you, and then fold to the opposite side. Grab the energy ball, flip that top palm over, and then come to the other side. So we're just going back and forth, grabbing the energy ball, flipping the palms, and then shifting our weight and folding at the waist to the other side. Okay, I'm going to face this way. We can do it together. We're starting off like this. We've just done the ward off. We're going to shift our weight onto the left leg, fold to the left, grab the energy ball with the left hand on top. Bring that left hand over the top. Now both hands are facing. We're folding to the right, grabbing the energy ball, right hand on top. Gonna bring that right hand over the top, and then shift back over to the left side. So this is the waving hands like clouds. Let me demonstrate this facing this way again. So as we do this, we're going to do it twice in both directions, but I find it helps to count at each point. So you're starting here, going to flip it over, you get to this side, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've done this with the feet stationary. After that 4, we're going to take a slight step to the right. Put that foot down. Flip the palms. We're going to shift our weight over to that right side. Grab the energy ball again. Take a little stutter step. No weight, just balance. And then step back. Flip those palms and end up over on this side. So let me face this way and we'll do it together. We're starting here. We're going to fold to the left, hold the energy ball left hand on top. I'm going to flip those palms. So over here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Take that step with the right foot. Tap with the left foot. And here we are. So we've just learned the cloud hands with the arms and the cloud hands stepping. And we'll continue to work on this along with the ward off. Okay. All right, so now what I'd like to do is to spend some time kind of reviewing this, but seated, for anyone that's getting kind of tired from this, or maybe stuck in a wheelchair. So we'll go through the basic moves from the beginning. So again, we're centered in the horse stance. Checking our breathing. Don't be afraid to let your stomach kind of come out as you're breathing. You can also feel your chest as you're breathing. Hopefully your chair doesn't have arms, so that as you lift these heavy arms up and you drop them, you're not hitting the arms of the chair, that is. Okay. Riding the horse, it's a little different seated. What we're doing is we're leaning forward. This is something you don't do while we're standing, but seated, it's perfectly okay. Put weight on your feet as if you're getting up to stand and back. And inhale and exhale. Combining our heavy arms with riding the horse, it's called crane takes flight. So the arm motion are these crane arms, which come up to shoulder height and then go back down gently. Inhale and exhale. We can combine the two, so we're inhaling, leaning forward, and leaning back and exhaling. All right. Next is bear rooting. It helps to sit on the edge of the chair a bit. So we're shifting our weight from one side to the other. So we're putting weight on one leg so we can lift one foot off the floor. Put that foot back on the floor and lift the other leg. Stable and open is next. We're shifting our weight to one side, so one foot has weight on it. Then the opposite foot, we're turning the toes out slightly. Turn them back forward, put your weight on that side, and turn the other. We're also trying to turn from the waist here. So as you lift those toes up and turn to that diagonal, you're looking at it too. The arm motion, we're holding this big beach ball. They say holding the moon. When we combine it with the feet, we turn in the direction of the pointed toes. We're opening the arms slightly. So this is called gathering the stars. So the feet face forward and we bring our hands together, turn out, and open. Again, we inhale and exhale. Okay. Now we have the Tai Chi stance, which is kind of tough seated, but we have the back foot turned out slightly and the front foot pointed straight ahead. Again, we're going to lean forward and then set your weight back. You can switch sides. So weight forward and back. If we add in those crane arms, bring them up as you're leaning forward and back to the side. Inhale and exhale. And we'll switch sides of the feet. In and out. Good. Now we're moving on to part 2. So the Tai Chi Fold, it's like when we're standing, we're gonna turn at the waist as we put weight on that leg, the side that we're turning to. So weight on one side and turn in that same direction. Okay. We're going to grab that moon again, and so as we fold in one direction, we're bringing the moon along with. Okay, next the basic bear, and here's where you're glad you don't have any arms on your chair, because as you fold in one direction, your arms are kind of hanging loose at the sides. It's a little tricky with your knees in the way, but the shoulder is going in front. And after a while it gets to be more of a fluid motion. Sure to keep shifting your weight. All right. Lastly, we'll do the walking skating. So as we fold in one direction, the opposite arm's going to go out in front. The back arm is just to the side. Bring them down. As you fold in the opposite direction. So this is the classic skating or skiing motion. Okay. So that's it for part 2. Part 3 gets into some balance, and it really helps a lot to be seated when we do these, so that'll be fun next week. We'll go through the form again too, seated. So our beginning, pretty much the same. You've got your hands loose at your sides, taking that cleansing breath, and then bringing the arms up in front, the wrists loose, pointing the hand out before we bring it into the chest, and lowering down. Do it once more. Okay, going into the ward off, we're grabbing that energy ball, turning one foot out, the other foot slightly in front, and then this is the ward off. Shift your weight back, press, back, and push. Let me face this way. Okay. So we'll begin again. Okay, we're grabbing that energy ball with the left hand on the bottom. Then bringing the left arm up. This is the ward off left. Shift your weight back. Press. And push. Next we grab that energy ball with the right hand on the bottom. We're going to raise that right hand up, ward off right. Press. And push. All right, so pretty much like we did before. Then as we get into this cloud hands, I'll demonstrate it facing to start. We just finished the ward off, and so we're going to grab the energy ball, folding to this side. The top hand is the direction we're folding to, and then we roll that top hand over. So now we have the palms facing you. As you shift to the other side, grab the energy ball over here, flip those palms, so we can just go back and forth like clouds passing overhead. We do this 2 times in each direction, stationary, and then for the stepping portion, we're just lifting our feet off the ground. So starting here, we're going to fold to one side, flip, we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, lift the right foot, place it down, fold on the other side, lift the left foot and place it down, fold the palms, and finish over here. Let's do it just one more time with me facing the right direction. All right, so starting at this point, we're going to fold to the left hand's on top, roll it over, fold to the right. This is 1. Here's 2, 3, 4. Right foot up, down. Left foot up, place it down. One more time. And we finish over here on the left. Okay. So that takes us through that part of the form. We'll work on it again next week. Why don't we just do a little cool down? Back into our familiar horse stance. We're going to bring the hands together in front, about a head width apart. Palms facing. The palms are are reputed to be energy centers. So as we inhale, we move them apart slightly. Exhale, and they come together. We're building energy here, like an invisible force that's kind of drawing them together and keeping them from touching. Let's open them up wider and bring them all the way together, lifting the hands up overhead and opening. We'll do it twice more. Okay, with the palms open, we're going to bring them up overhead and bathe in the light. 2 more times. All right. So, in ending, we'll make a light fist with our right hand, signifying strength. Left hand remains open for compassion. Compassion over strength. And this is so we may go throughout life compassionately strong.